KT, the Lyran light being channeler, stands as a vessel between worlds, receiving transmissions from the ancient Lyrans, beings of unfathomable wisdom, creators of the universe, stretching across galaxies billions of light years away. Through the cosmic dance of photon relays, they connect with him, cascading pure, radiant love in streams of billions of photons. In the highest states of deep meditation, these messages arrive, piercing through the layers of suffering, illuminating the path forward. KT humbly accepts this role, surrendering his mind, body and spirit as a conduit. He does not merely receive, he translates, integrates and materializes this wisdom into real-world action. It is not for him alone, but for those souls who are ready, those awakened ones, seeking to claim the gifts that have been waiting for them across time, across dimensions, for their own lives and for the generations yet to come. Here he stands now, revealing the secrets of cosmic movements, Jupiter-Saturn wars, the volatility of Venus in retrograde, the unseen forces shaping the tides of existence. With passion and precision, he presents his thoughts, weaving celestial mechanics with divine insight. And then there's the moment, the lightning bolt of inspiration that struck him in 2015. Stranded at an airport for 8 hours, the first ever model was bestowed upon him, as if the universe itself cracked open and poured revelation into his being. Multicharts glowed before him, a gateway to something greater, something beyond mere numbers and patterns. It was the Lyran blueprint, a cosmic roadmap hidden in plain sight, waiting for the right vessel to bring it to life. Now, KT shares it with the world, a living testament to the power of connection, to the infinite wisdom encoded in the stars, and to the divine spark within us all.
Welcome friends and traders. Let's talk about looking up at the sky on the 4th of March 2025 from New York City. Here is the map of the heavens as positioned from New York looking upwards. You see the moon is in Aries, which is nothing more than the emotional time of aggression time, emotional aggression time. All right, that's one thing. Second thing is we see that the Mars is in the house of Gemini, the business, the thoughts, the duplicity, right? For example, people who are born here, they are going to be very aggressive at this time. So if you are doing business deals, you're dealing with Martian energy. Think about a commanding officer. It is also a great time to start and initiate new business talks with partners. It can go either way. All right. Here at the house of, if you see this, Venus, money matters, and Mercury, which is the mind matters. Venus is in retrograde. The market is having a pullback because Venus is in retrograde in the house, which is house of Pisces. And Neptune rules the Pisces. Pisces means depth of ocean. For example, you think about the great philosophers, great insights, deeper insights. And it can also mean the chemical industry, drug industry, hospitalization, wars, right? Wars are done by Mars. But if you look at this, Mars is squaring this house, right? So this and the business talks are argumentative when it comes to warlike behavior, right? So this is what is going on if you look out, observe the events. And then because of that war, the Venus, which is a financial matters, are getting volatile and getting compressed. That means bearish territory. At the same time, if you see the Taurus, which is the money matters of your financial stability, is giving a Jupiter impact because Jupiter is here. Again, this is one looking from New York, right, up in the skies. But if you look at this, and the Jupiter is squaring the Saturn energy in Aquarius. Aquarius is the energy of sudden changes. Saturn is sudden compression because Uranus rules this house. So if you can see, Uranus is doing some compression, aggressive compression. Think about it that way. Okay, it makes sense. and it is squaring, which is, remember, we talk about financial squares, right? Squares of this, squares of that. Jupiter and which is your financial matters are getting compressed by sudden moves. What kind of moves? Bearish moves, constraining energy. And Saturn rules basically your Capricorn, right? The Capricorn is what? The structure. In your human body is a bone structure. In the government is the government structures, the powerhouses, right? So what's really going on here? They're getting compressed, which means there are layoffs happening all around in USA, if you think about it, right? So the Saturn is doing sudden changes and reaction because all these energies are coming together, and what we are here to do is see how this energy is manifesting itself in the financial markets. Now, as I said, Mars. Well, let's not get into too much of that discussion, right? So, March is going to be Pisces energy, which is ruled by Neptune. So as the investigator and trader, we need to focus on Neptunian energies. All right. So let's bring that up right here. This is the Neptunian energy. So how do we trade it? How is this so perfectly just to the tick going on? What's really going on here? Well, first of all, this tool, as you can see, is part of your level 3 engagement. If you ever get to the stage of lifestyle. So here what it is, right? Here it is. This is the last big, huge impulse. Now remember, this chart is tracking the emotional impact of human beings. Where is moon and emotions? Aries. Okay. Okay, that's fine. No worries, right? What is this? Right here, Uranus. So Uranus and Moon, what is this Uranus? Uranus is sudden, something sudden. Like, if you somebody gets emotional and shoots somebody, right? For example, somebody fires some great event, which is, or maybe there's a shock which happens, right? Sudden shocks, right? All right, Uranus and Moon. See that? You see, this is where the market emotional volatility is happening with quite a bit of aggression, long volatilities. All right. And just wanted to bring that to your notice. So why are we doing this? Because I'm using the Moon interaction with the owner of this house, which is Mars. Mars and Moon are interlaced here in this chart, and we do this right here. And how do we do this? We use something with Mars and Moon together, and the reason I explained, this entire March is going to be placed in these vibrations. The financial markets will be placed in these vibrations. When March got triggered, we changed the tool set. So there's a tool for every month. So there it is. So now how do we place the tool is the very first question that comes to mind. Well, look closely at these white dots. Now this is a vertical movement. It's not totally vertical, but this is the center point where the left and the right converges. Left energies on the left side converges. There's a reflection point. Okay, let's think that way. This is where the energy shifts from the left side to the right side. So how we smartly use this is we want to see place this center point in such a way where the first offset, okay, the first offset of this is trapping the last biggest swing you have for when the month is changing. Okay, it can happen, the day is changing, month is changing, but now month has changed, we placed it here. Now we're going to keep placing this tool the way I'm explaining. End of each day a swing. This is not intraday 2-3. We have to see the big picture, right? Why things are flowing the way they are flowing. That's the very first thing, panic. I take you to execution charts as well, but you got the idea. So this is what we're talking about. This is the offset, the first offset. We got to trap the first offset trend lines right here, you can see, and this trend line here. The top and the bottom energy has been trapped by the first offset line. Now let me just draw it. There we go. This whole thing has been suggested. Let me just put it simply. We got to find this and this first offset where this only going to be one location. You have to move this tool. You have to move this tool. And then you have to just freeze it, right? And then let the vibration play itself. It cannot be placed anywhere else. The way I placed is the only way. Because if I move it to the left, to the right, these lines will not touch. The first offset lines will not touch. So we have to overlay this. That's what I was trying to say. We got to overlay these pivots highs and lows with these first offset lines. And there's only one position which you can really precisely put it together. And thus we leave it alone. And then what happens? We're looking at these vibrations to play out. Now we are talking about, remember, we are playing with these hidden forces which you cannot see. These are seen forces, which are these colored dots are unseen forces. Remember, 9 numbers, 8 sequential jumps between the numbers. And we are using the same logic here, the known energy points and unknown hidden points. Because, why is that? Remember, Neptune. You can be an extreme creative human being. We create philosophies, music, a lot of innovations. The entire religious philosophies were in the Pisces age, which just passed by. That's why we are in a new age now. We are in the age of Aquarius. All right, there's a different huge discussions, but right now let's just talk about. So there. But look at this one also. This is also the deadly man right here. Last time we were talking about using. This is the Neptune, right? We're gonna use Neptune. Neptune is where? Look at the house. Right, so you need to understand this energies points. In level 3, we go through a lot of in-depth. There's a 1,000-page manual we share with you, right? Just on this energies itself, and there's a 500,000-page document we share with you with the 30,000 stock 8 top vibration energies. This is where level 3 starts. But this is all basic, fundamental things, so that there is some squaring. If you want to get into the GAN world, you must understand this world, because that's what GAN was really looking at. Because remember, cycles and circles. Things are rotating, right? They're moving. And this is a perfect circle, but they are rotating in elliptical. Now this is sidereal, you can see. So in a sidereal, this is going to be just a perfect location of the stars, and look in the backdrop of the stars, the energy locations. So you can see everything happening out there is all visible why it is happening. Our interest is this, right? This energies. All right, so this is, I keep going back to this for the reason, because this is what we are applying in the sciences with different thought processes, different strategies. Now, a lot of things have come here. You cannot see it. This is not really a tool kind of a tool. It is coming of mind, body, and spirit together. So you have to vibrate to these frequencies first yourself before you can really use them. Alright, so I don't want to get into any philosophical discussions, but the point is very simple. Everything is vibrating in harmony, and the entire energy of the entire universe is zero. Yin and yang is balanced. That's why we have polarity, positive polarities and negative polarities. That's why we have two polarities. We have positive polarity and negative polarity. Alright, so this is why we have this visible forces and hidden forces. Remember, there's a duality on third dimension, which has to be accounted for. If you don't account for duality, there's a problem. Because if you understand duality's nature of duality, then I think it makes perfect sense. Alright, so we are given all that information. We need to have this huge swing points. We looked at the stars, we looked at the ecosystem, what is going on, why we use moon, where is Mars, what is expected, and this is retrograde is happening, compression of Saturn is happening in the government. You can see all this huge volatility, all the surrounding news is expressed right here. We can go much more deeper and spend 2 hours on each and every event, what is really going on. So, if you are convinced that is the right approach, Neptune is the tool we're gonna use for the entire March. And this is why it is so perfectly attracted to these lines. Alright, so lines are there. I showed you how to place them. Next thing is, how do we overlay the bottom part of it, right? So moon vibrations, Mars vibrations, for the reason I explained, and then entire month placement of this. There's several ways to place things. We need to curve fit things, right? This is what we are doing. Alright, and this is Neptunian philosophy going on. Okay, now we have it all. The logical sequencing and logical injection of energy, so we can see this really impactful, let's say, forecasted trend lines. Otherwise, how do you say this guy just stopped it like here to the tick, right? How is it possible? Look at this. Alright, okay. So we think it is all energy, we are all energy. Once energy is born and we spit out from the black hole, we are on our path towards a higher evolution of consciousness. So with that in mind, now let's put it to trading. So this is where the peaks and valleys come into picture. Alright, so we are at this spot. Yeah, this bottom spot. So what are we looking for is deep peaks and valleys. That's all we're looking for. Alright, when I'm on the line, I need to ask the question, is there a peak and valley? Which I think there is one right here. Okay, and then I am in this line. This peak and valley is right here. I'm in this line, so I have to ask the question, right? So we know these levels when it gets there. So what can we do technically, right? Besides, if you're not a mature trader, this is a good one, right? It's stop to the tick on the line and the energy. Same thing, it went to the line, stopped it. Now tick doesn't mean really an actual tick. It means it's not much offset movement from these lines, right? That's what I'm trying to say is a tick. Don't take it literally a tick of the instrument. This is the top, this is the bottom. Alright, so now comes the, okay, how do we really execute this? So we know these levels, we know where we want to trade, where there's going to be a big move going to start. So let's bring multi-charts. Always, let me, which one is this? So let's go to the main chart in the middle. Is I think you'll see at the bottom. Now this is going up straight, right? What is this? Since 10:30, it came down. This is bid and ask cumulative delta, which we are just adding. So what is bid and ask? It is you guys, everybody knows that, right? If you're a new trader, how they tie up the left side to the right side, right? Ask on the top, bid on the bottom, and we do horizontal diagonal, sorry, not horizontal, diagonal maps. And these colors, they show up when there is sudden higher imbalance on one side or the other. So here 66 and 149 is saying if it is more than 200%, you just print it. This is, I'm controlling that input. So here, see this? There we go. 90 is compared with 182. 182 is double the 90. You can make it 300% also. It will have less prints. So wherever you see there's a double pressure on one side versus the other in this moment in time, it just prints it, right? That's all there is. So okay, this is just we're talking about bid and ask, right? A minus B, A minus B, A minus B. And what do we do? How does the accumulation happen? Is we keep adding last 3, 4, last 6, and we just look like moving average, right? We just keep tracking the delta between the two and keep adding the delta. It becomes a cumulative delta, and that's what gives us the directions. But what is also interesting is the oscillations which we have using the oscillations of our Tesla, which talks about rotational metrics, oscillations of the same movement. Even though there's a movement which happened from here to here, there's also a small pullback, right? So once we have this momentum going, first of all, you need to know the levels where you want to trade, right? That's the very first thing. We have the lines. We know this line. On my second screen, I'm looking at this line. I'm looking at this big dip right there. So okay, this big dip is here. This big dip is here, right? One is on the top when market went up, other one is on the bottom. So we got the top, we got the bottom. Midnight we are sleeping. Here we are active at this time. So we know this 57.43 is a very critical price. It has been confirmed by other phenomena of Renko bars, 36 Renko bars, which we talked about, right? That market is going to go here. It came here, went back to this. We talked about it in the video last time. What do you think is going to happen? It went down to the bottom of it and came back up and came back down. So it is bouncing between the value and is trying to get out of value, comes back, right? So they are just rotating the market. That's all they are doing. And we also talk about many times, look at how far they have gone from these value lines. We can see the vibrations coming from there. All right, so if they really want to crack it down, they will bring it here. Okay, these are the levels, just watch. Okay, so anyway, so I hope you take advantage of all these scenarios. Now going back to putting it into, this is the first tool, I think, blue tool, which was really fascinating discovery given to us by higher civilizations, is right here. And last time we spoke about these lines, I kept the same lines, right? I haven't found any new lines. Now this might change because volatility has not shifted. See this? So now I'm going to change the line too. I kept these lines as I showed last time. Frequency lines we call it. We have auto frequency lines. So now let's now I'm just putting somewhere roughly between here to here, right? And there it goes. I'll just keep it like this. Alright, so here, from here, market is gonna go up here again, right? Or it's gonna go down to the next stage right here. We know this. as we knew this is gonna go from here, right? You have to put it on the top, bottom. This is just a rough poor man's estimations of frequency vibration, right? When volatility is high, we're gonna do this. Okay, all right, we got it. So when it got here, now 70% of the time, we talked about it many times, market is just gonna go to these green levels, rotate from green levels, right? 70% of the time, statistic evidence right here. Now this is not going to be to the tick. No, but this model is around 15 years old. Still working. I don't think it's going to ever go away, because remember, this information is handed over by higher civilizations, right, through frequencies. So I think you can see here roughly, right, it goes there, goes back to the blue line. We already covered it, right, and goes to this. Now this one breaks. That's okay, it breaks. Now look at it, why it is breaking. See the frequency? This frequency must be complete. So that's why you have to use this. Green is just there projected from this. It's 70% accuracy. When it breaks, remember why it is breaking, because it's trying to run its frequency course. There's so many, we have very sophisticated ways to find frequencies, but the poor man first model, we have already expressed how to do this very clearly to folks who have done level 1, and you'll see how it just rotates. What we can do about it? I mean, that's how it is. So we have this, now you see the impulse, see this one? Now you say, oh, you told me to put it here and here. I told you 3 times, then we have to put it 3 ways, on the top and the bottom, and on the larger frequency on the larger pivot. See this? Vibrations. See this? Vibrations, bottom to top. Everything is happening. So from here, you can see this vibration, zoom. I just need to put it straight up like this. There we go. So all these rough estimations are already given. So that's the first strike. And where did it go to? Look at this. We talked about it last time. Blue to blue to blue. It can do nothing but blue to blue. Boom, boom. We used to print this every day. A lot of people are not using it. They're trying to use it after 3-4 days. That is not the way it is designed. You have to use it when they are printed. Twitter, is there's a delay in this Twitter phenomena. So anyways, where did it go? Well, from here went down to blue. From here went to green, and then went back to blue. Came down, and now here's the interesting part of the story, is this lines which came into picture. This is 369. This is, I think, 639. Okay. These are moving averages, but done on frequency of 9 chart. This is the frequency of 9 chart. It's only possible in wave 59. So I love this tool. Anyway, so this tool went to the tick. Now you see this slope to the tick, right? Once we take shape, now break, retest on the other side to the tick, retest on the other side, break, retest on the other side to the tick, retest on the other side to the tick. Tick doesn't mean literally a tick. Tick means it's not here, it is here on the line itself, right? That's like you moved here, said, oh, it doesn't look like a tick, it moved 2 points against me. I apologize for that. That's all I can say. All right, boom, right here to the tick, right? Now blue and tick. This one is a beautiful, same thing. Patterns keep showing up. This is blue and the tick right here. The line, blue and the tick right here. What happens here? The line, and look at this blue. Extension of the blue, my friends. Extension of the blue right here. Where it is. Now you can see how thankful I was. And I shared this with only 5-6 people for the reason, because I don't know how to explain the reasons. I would say those people were ready, I guess, right? And most of the people who really are attracted to all this work we are doing are the folks who are really actually into some deep meditation modalities. They are into this ecosystem of interacting with the universe by some means of helping others, or doing meditations or doing healings, or they are, and big into astrology, right? They're trying to acknowledge the other side, and there are 12 layers of other side. That's only not on the one side. They're not the fourth dimension, which is we call it heavens. Fourth dimension. There are 12 dimensions, right? There are beings in 12 dimensions. Deeper you go, it's only by obedience and humility, these things. So I think that's one thing we have noticed when we all started getting into those thankfulness states, right? These things started working for us. Took years. Look and see this. See this? Let's look at this. Right? Look at this. This one did not go all the way, which is okay. So, okay, so this is where you keep an eye on these things. Now, at this point, this level, 69, look at this, 78, right? This is on 75, okay. Did we know this level? 78, right? So you knew this, the market is going to be dancing at these levels. And then we qualify which lines to really, really trust. Peaks and valleys. Once you have this captured, stay on board until we reach next stage. So now, okay, so we have this ideas. Okay, this is on one screen. I'm looking at it. It says coming to the line. It's coming to the line. And now I'm gonna look into execution charts. Where is my model phenomena? We can open Sunday open. We can do all things. As you have seen, we have 22 models in level 1 and 2 itself, right? Each of them is a system in itself. This is a system in itself, which you can trade. All right. So we know location is the key. Now, obviously, when things are moving that fast and that far, we need to have a little bit more juice. And there's nothing better than drinking from the nectar of cumulative delta. Very important. So here, what did we do last time? We were here, as you can see. After that, let's track it. It's been 3-4 days, so let's track it. We used to do all this blind studies. We'll just look at this and nothing else, and go back 2 years. And it's okay. We took how many trades that really worked out. I will just look at this. Okay, I think I will go long here. I will go short here. Right? I will just read this only and say, okay, I think my intention is to do this. Right? And I think I will be out of 10 trades, 8 trades correct. Why you need to do this testing for 2-3 years, 10-20 years going back? That's what we do. Statistical evidence. You would gain the confidence in this. That's all there is. So here we're looking at a chart. We left out at this day. We can say, okay, we're looking at something that's going to happen. It went to the blue, right? So it went to the blue. So let's go here, short here, right? Obviously. And then remember, we are going to take one-sided bias based on things. So I'm going to take shorts only. The reason being I'm below the bands, right? Okay, whatever the bands are, don't worry about it. Shorts only here, I'm happy. Okay, and the frequencies. Let's put it all together. Bottom, the top frequencies, blues are there, the cluster of blues are there, right? So this is okay. I'm gonna be looking at a short here. So I'm looking at, okay, where do I go short? Let this cumulative delta be in my direction. I must have this. If I go against this, the real power of buying and selling, I'll be in trouble. So I always wait for this guy to show up patiently. Then the moves happen smoothly. Depending on if you want to make 10, 20, 50 points, it doesn't matter, right? Main thing is you don't want to go against the force. right? That's the whole thing. All right, so we have the force, and then this on the left side, the oscillator is telling us to go short as well. All right, everything comes together, and we have a move. And you should be happy with the move. You got 60 points out of it. If not, brave souls can continue. At this point, right here. Now, why this? Remember, when the two things are going in the same direction, I'm looking for a bigger impulse, right? That's common sense of waves, basic physics, right? All right, so we're looking at a short location here. We got it. Oscillator is telling us. So everything came together, convergence, right? All right. Okay, so that is how now the frequency is going to show up somewhere. Frequency showed up here, right? Okay, the frequency is over. Now I think I might want to take other side. How do I take other side? I want this guy to come on the bottom, especially the green one is a bigger pressure compared to the smaller one, right? Okay, if they are on the both other on the opposite side, I will trust the green side. Okay, and then look at this guy. We talk about this. They'll try 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, third time. They go. Remember why they're trying. They're not able to succeed. Why it's not going up? Why are the oscillators failing? Remember, frequencies. It's all about frequencies, my friends. It's all about frequencies. This is why the oscillators don't work, even though we have the world's best of oscillators. They only work in context, right? So they work in the sense, the way we use it is when you reach the point where you want to trade, when everything is aligned, then I want this guy to be on this side, like if I want to go long, to be oversold. Go short means overbought. That is the last stage refinement. Frequency is met, stopped at the red line. You can stop. Loss can be somewhere depending on what you want to do. If you're trading big swings or not. All right, so let's go back to this one. What do you think is going to happen here? Long or short? I will show the chart here, but here, look at this. This is not a price chart. Well, there is a price chart. Sorry, you can. This is going to be a short. Look at this. Why? This is going to be a short as well. This one just recycled middle of the night. Nowhere. There we go. Short again. So we are expecting a short might work here. So let's see if it worked or not. Seemed like it had worked. And then what we have to do? We have to look at the frequencies. Look at this, from this tick reversal to this frequency on green. Very exciting time ahead of us. Oh, this is today, I guess. And there it is. Now we have the frequency, and now we have the green line, and they converged incidentally. No worries. Making a double bottom. Well, look at this now, right? This is price is making double bottom. Divergence. Look at the strength is already there on the bid and ask. Buyers are coming and showing strength. The price will be sucked into this strength of bid and ask. They subtly corrected the contracts. Now, how do we get on this? We only have an option to get on here, long, which worked out. Long. Right, look at this oscillator on the right side. Long worked out, and then we have long here, which also worked out. Right, and went to our famous lines. This is 639 moving average. This is 369 moving average. All right, you can try it out based on weighted or triangular or other, depending on what kind of chart you're using. We are using a chart of 9. Right? This is not a price chart. This is a special chart of 9. This is how things work effectively as you start freezing various dimensions, various variables, and we have some exposed variables, right, which we can work on. So came up to the blue. Now you have to make a decision. You want to go long and short here. So this is how it is. So now this area is already in this right here we talked about. This area we know, this area we know. This area also we know. Market just did closing and just bounced again. 50 points. Is they're moving quite a bit. So you need this wider ranges to be known, and then you need to know the wider frequencies, and then you trade off these blues and the frequencies, and then you keep track of cumulative delta. And then you go in the direction pulling off the major level. This is a major energy dip. You're pulling off from here. We have extreme confirmation. This is gonna work out for us right here. So then comes for the traders who really want to get into low level, tick level accuracy scalpers, right? This is where we want to see it has the value shifted.